Adrenaline Radio. I'm Fred Blanchard, your host of Adrenaline Motorsports. And today we have an in-studio guest, Javier Vasquez. Well, there's something else I noticed when I was visiting your facility and when this video was being done, and hopefully we're blessed, might have it even on YouTube after a while, but we're working on that diligently. When I mentioned off-road vehicles, I saw several there at your facility. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? Apparently that must be is it the same disease that I have, but in a different part of the world. I have the need for speed in engines and cars and that kind of thing, and I see these vehicles at your place. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about that? How'd you get started in that?
Sure. I got started in that. I lived in Mexico. I was pretty young, and I got the bug, and here I am. I've been off-road racing for the past 20-some years, and I currently still do it. And I have just recently got my daughters involved in it, and they have a race that's called Powder Puff, and it's all girls driving, no guys, and they do it for breast cancer society. So it
wasn't that something that was just held most recently?
This has been the third year. It's fairly new.
Okay, but yes. Would they participate here this last month? Was it something they did?
It was
2 months, maybe.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
okay,
ago.
Well, yeah. I'd say it's this last month then.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just trying to draw it out of you here, Augie. Javier, I got to get you going here so we can talk about something here.
Sure.
But
something that we have been involved with, and they have been involved with the racing during the time that I do it. I race every year round, and when these small events come across, it's time to give back to them, and I put them in the car. The last 2 years we ran only one car, and this year we were fortunate enough to run two different cars.
And is it a closed course, or is it something like stadium racing, or is it out in the middle of the desert? Kind of where?
It's right in the middle of the desert. This time the course was 27 miles radius, and they have to go around 3 times. And they're giving 3 hours to do the 3 laps for 27 miles at a time.
Do you want to let the secret out where all this takes place?
Sure. It's this happens in Barstow, California here, and the company that puts this together is called Moore, and it's Mojave Desert Racing, and they do this for breast cancer, and they are being supported by everybody else because it's getting bigger every year.
So this is a once a year for the girls off-road kind of thing, and they get involved and they get to drive daddy's cars, huh? And that's
correct.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, but you've got such a variety. There's obviously more classes than what I obviously looked at. You had some pretty large cars.
Yes. I personally race a Class 10 car, and my old car is a Class 9, which is the first car that they got to race for the last 2 years. And we have a Class 5 1600, which is one of the newer ones. And we also have an old truck from a Class 8 from the early 70s. And this year we ran the Class 5 1600 and the 8 class truck. And they had a ball. It was a wonderful time for everybody.
Well, based on the construction that I observed, you've got what kind of motors are you running some of these vehicles, Javier? Sorry. I'm thinking of Augie someplace else, but I know Augie, but Augie.
No problem. It's 5/1600 is a BW vehicle, and it has a BW engine. A 1600 supposed to be stock engine. We do modified some of the things on it so that it would stand 1,000 miles when we do the Baja 1000.
Well, I saw some modified castings over there also that relates to this particular type of an engine. Shall we dwell on that or just drive right on by this thing? Huh?
No, I'm actually developing a head of my own for my own car, and now that it's coming together, I have the opportunity to offer it to the market out there. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Use it for my car, and there'll be a head that everybody else can use just as well as I can.
What engine does it fit, Javier?
1600. You can make a 1600, you can make a 1800, 1835, or you can make a 21180.
So this is an air-cooled engine, so it's going to be either, Porsche or Volkswagen? Which one is this?
It would be Type 1 BW.
VW. Okay, now we know it's a VW. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. But like I say, the work that I see there and the things that happen, so now you're going to develop a product line that you can move forward with, and that's kind of what we're leaning toward here, as well as what you do for other people. I talked to some people at the Hot Rod Reunion, and one of the gentlemen I spoke to, I saw some castings there at his pit area, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. It looked like it was a cast aluminum block that for early model Chrysler engine. You want to shed a little light on that?
Sure, that's correct. That is the very first block made in aluminum, and is the 392 original Hemi. We're happy to work with these people, and this gentleman is Gene Adam and Claude Lavoie. Both of these guys decided to reproduce the 392. They're not going to only do it in aluminum, but we're also working with them to help them produce a 392 Hemi in cast iron just as well. And we have made the patterns for both. So I actually took the first piece to them up to the race, and they were happy to see a brand new block.
Well, I got to tell you, Javi, those were the block of choice back in the early days when I was involved in drag racing, and I know that the places I had to find them wasn't in a foundry. I had to go find them in the wrecking yard, and I know that all of that stuff kind of disappeared in a pretty quick way, because drag racers, that was the block of choice in the day, and primarily because of the hemispherical design cylinder head, and that was really what was the driving force. And the fact that they were plentiful in the early days, everybody had at least two, and when they had an issue, when they went to the races and something were to fail, the end result was they'd find the local wrecking yard and have one in a minute. They would have it back and dust it off and assembled with the race parts in it, and that's how it began. And